Dude, why have I been playing 5v5?
I know! Isn't it obvious?
Like, wow.
It's so much, especially if you're a tank player.
Yeah, like, I kind of like the fact that I can get one shot.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... That's brain dead.
I wanted to yell / discuss about the patch notes and other funny memes. Extended booster pack is a perk. Interesting. I didn't know Spike Guard prevented crit damage. That's... this is okay. Weird for a tank, but decent, especially for the trade-off of this. That should make Hazard not feel like a menace to play against. I didn't look at the patch. I saw one thing with Doomfist that I was like, because someone was like, hey, is this bad? I'm like, it's not what they should have nerfed. It was very confusing. Alongside Hazard's updates, these adjustments address specific interactions that were previously mitigated by the defensive abilities such as Maga's Ignited Critical Damage and Reinhardt's Earth Shatter. I don't know if this specific... So, not in 6v6, and this is the problem right now, at least in my opinion. I don't know if there's specific patch notes for 6v6 on top of the normal balance changes, which... we're at the point where people are confused on what the patch notes are, and I don't know if this is going to help or not. I think it might harm. Previous changes led to a healthier overall playstyle for Ramatra, but you feel too fragile in certain matchups, increasing his... I'm surprised they buffed Ramatra, but that's fine. Wrecking Ball can be extremely difficult to punish due to his high health pool and mobility, especially without strong crowd control. That should be how he is. Reducing his base armor lowers overall survivability while rewarding the effective adaptive shield usage. That's probably too much armor. This is fine. That's a good nerf. I still prefer the mobility perk to this, and this is still probably a healthy change overall. Good. Annoying, but good. This is probably shouldn't be changed, but at least it's not a horrible nerf. This... No, there's no reason for this to be buffed. This is good. This is similar to the Juno change that they messed up on. I don't know how this is annoying. Cool. Good. Interesting. Is this her left click? I think so. Oh, cool. The perks. Yeah, the perks were awful. Okay, that's good. Scary, but good. That's probably good. Good. I don't like when cooldowns, like health stuff, is on a half-second cooldown. It's just inconsistent. Partial reversion to June. Oh, literally meeting in the middle. Okay, good. Good, devs. Good. Probably fine. Model and hit volume size reduced by 8%. Nice. Annoying, but nice. 6v6 hero changes. Recharge rate reduced by 15%. Oof. Doomfist. Overhealth gain per target. So here's my problem with the Doomfist change. This change, I get the health. I don't like the defense matrix change because that's just annoying. I'm gonna be honest. The fact that this needs its own patch note section and they're doing silly changes like this is weird. This makes no sense. Because now you're just incentivized to get the perk that gets your max overhealth or whatever, and this doesn't really change anything. I was expecting damage nerfs or something like that. Cooldown nerfs, though I do think his cooldowns are already too long in 6v6. It should be equal. There needs to be more equilibrium in the 6v6 versus 5v5. Like Reinhardt's turning, his pin cooldown needs to be discussed. His double fire stuff like that needs to be discussed because, like, especially characters like Reinhardt, where I know he's a powerhouse in plat. I know that's a nightmare for the devs, but stuff like this where this effectively just makes it enables his already the Doomfist is already squishy in this mode. He's already very squishy. He doesn't have any armor. His block. This difference is going to be noticeable, but for the most part, the way that he's balanced, I don't think it will matter. Especially once that's the thing with the slow slam perk is very good, but you're still getting the block perk, so that way your block isn't nearly as worthless as most defensive abilities in the game. This doesn't really change that. 20 damage with the perk doesn't really matter, and if you don't have the perk, your match isn't lasting long enough for the balance changes of this to really have an impact. I'm glad to see Junker Queen buffs in 6v6, because she did feel a little out of place. It's one of those things where you would think that a character like this would thrive in 6v6, but because of the extra tank, it actually feels like it is it's fighting against her. So that's how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about Maga in general, but having a tank's cooldown be more than 15 seconds seems a little silly. I am glad to see this should really be 2000. I don't know why it's 1500. It just feels like it's nothing. Jump pack cooldown, that's very good. Mobility is very oppressive, but this, again, just like with the hazard one, it's like that probably makes sense in 6v6. Interesting overhealth change / nerf. I don't know if I like this change. It's probably fine, especially now that you can give overhealth to your team without it costing anything. That's probably why they made this change. But at the same time, the base health nerf I don't know is worth it. And thank God they did this change on top of everything. And then, yay, Stadium. Okay, so here's my problem. This is, good job on the Mythic skin. This Mythic skin makes the other skin look worthless. Good job. I don't know how you've managed that. When it comes to 6v6 balance and normal balance, listen, I get it. There's some interesting decisions, like player progression being brought back, player cards, info pano, and all that. Jump cancel keyword abilities like meteor. Okay, cool. Like the perk changes, no longer be preferring critical damage. That should always be the case. That should be the case with Fortify in 6v6 and 5v5. In 5v5, headshot, you can't headshot the rest of while she's fortified. In 6v6, you can. I don't know if that's intentional at this point. They only prevent headshot critical damage and not forced crits, which is this is a good consistency change. This just brings up the problem of stuff like Orisa, where she just has stats where no matter what you pump into Orisa, whether it be a Bastion, whether it be a Soldier's Visor, whether it be a Barrage, it doesn't matter. I mean, if it can crit, should I say. So Barrage doesn't matter. Stuff like that is just not consistent between the two modes. The Zenyatta change is one of the changes that's very, very good in 6v6 because Zenyatta didn't have a cooldown in that mode, which just made him even more oppressive than he already is, which is why they changed him in 5v5 to begin with. I don't like broad changes like the hitbox changes. I don't like the hinder duration being longer. That just seems stupid. Anything that's not on a tank should just be pitiful and just like a workaround, but whatever. I like this. This is an interesting buff that probably goes inside with also global changes like this are stupid. I get why, but it's still stupid. Hopefully this is good. I have no idea, honestly. Perk buffs to the Sombra, which perks didn't really matter. Again, these changes kind of pissed me off. I know Trace is very strong, but it's whatever. I like changes like this, like hitbox changes. Mind you, a lot of the sports need to be made bigger, not smaller. Lifeweaver definitely needed a nerf, or a buff in that direction, though. Stuff like recharge rate nerfed on defense matrix, that's annoying. Um, this is gonna hurt. I'm gonna be honest though. This does not change Doomfist's playstyle at all. He's still farming Empowered Punch. He's still trying to get value off of it, or use it for mobility, or to use it to engage and disengage super fast. There's no um, there's no world where they should have made these changes. They probably should have just nerfed like the damage of Doomfist or something else, not his survivability. Here again, he's probably one of the squishier tanks in 6v6. He is what he's barely a tank. He's Zarya without a bubble. He does have an 80% DR on this block, but it only works from one direction, and it's very easy to circumvent that with many things in the game, and it's only for a couple seconds. So, like, the reverse of what like Junker Queen got. It's like bad change, really good change. You would expect this to be like, oh no, super scary mode. My hands are broken. I don't know why, but it's not. This actually makes a lot of sense if you play 6v6. Now, if you're a 5v5 and you're probably like, what the fuck are they doing to Junker Queen in 6v6? No, this probably fine. It probably needs another buff on top of that, to be honest, but that's a good change. This change is like, oh, good, he's oppressive. This doesn't change what makes him oppressive, so I don't know what they're doing. Malga, just pure stat hoses like Bastion, Malga, Orisa, stuff like that. I'm always hyper careful with. 2 seconds on a very long cooldown is probably fine, though. Over the course of the match, you'll probably get another, I don't know, 3 to 5 cardiac arrests at key moments. If you're pressing on cooldown, that's probably significantly more, but we'll see. Again, Reinhardt should probably have 2,000. I honestly want his shield to be good and just have a longer cooldown, and so that way you can use his perk to help recharge it, whatever. Mobility buffs are good. I don't know. Good. I'm glad this is fixed. When I first saw this was bugged, which is hilarious. I kind of just want to say this as is. They really need to just make the main competitive / quick plays. They need to do a season or two of it, of 6v6, if they want more data, if they want more playtesting, because right now having it separated is really weird. Also, there keeps being edge cases where you have literal like top 50 players in a plat lobby, or vice versa, and it's just annoying. Like literal champ players. Just silly. Oh. Perhaps. But either way, I'm surprisingly okay with the patch. The Doomfist changes, I know they're going to be nerfs. It's probably going to suck, but it doesn't change him at all. The Diva changes. As much as I hate Defense Major, because I'm glad it got nerfed, it probably shouldn't have been nerfed. Malga change, Hazard changes, good. Being critted should be allowed. And his whatever. Junker Queen changes, very nice. Reinhardt barrier buff, nice. Consistency changes on this, good. No nerfs to Roadhog, which I'm surprised about. Buffs to Winston and Hazard Leap. Zarya's perk is nerfed. You still probably want to use it, depending on the map. You still probably want to use the mobility perk anyway, so it's a good healthy change. No changes to heroes like Reaper, Freya, or they nerfed tracers like Pulse Size and then Genji Shurikens when Hanzo and Freya are like menace to society. Brigitte gets a big buff in the 5 seconds versus 5.5, which is good. I like those numbers being round. Zenyatta is no longer like insta ban for me if I have to. No changes to Ana, which I'm happy about because headshots on enemies is difficult. I do wish you could headshot the teammates, though I don't know. They've done that in the past. I don't know if it's worth it. Life Hoover gets a buff. He's smaller, which is good. He's survivable. And no other meaningful changes, at least to my memory. They really, like, I just need to, I don't know who, do I have to sit down Gavin? Do I have to sit down Custa and just be like, yo, give, Aaron, brother, just give me 6v6. I've mained it. I have played 5v5 since then. The game feels so much better and makes so much more sense in every goddamn avenue, whether you're support, whether you're DPS, whether you're tank. Unless, okay, no, in 5v5, tank feels better. But I still, like as an individual, but I would still take 6v6 every single time. because you have 2 tanks, and that feels way better than just being a superpower tank in 5v5 with everything pointed at you. I don't know how to describe it. It's just one of those things where I'm sure they're like, we don't know. I can't tell you how many times in 6v6 where I have like 4 to 6 tank players. It's rare. It's the same thing in Overwatch 1 where you have everyone who's a DPS main or an Ashe main or a Tracer main or whatever. It's like 1 every 15 to 25 games, 1 in 20 on average-ish, sometimes more, sometimes less. Sometimes it's like 1 in 50, sometimes it's like 1 in 10, where everyone in your team's a tank player. But even in those games where you have like 4 or 5 people off-rolling to the point where like they're like 2 or 3 ranks below, those games still feel better than 5v5 if everyone's the same fucking rank. Every single time. Except if there's someone being an asshole, that's one thing. But like, at least if everyone's trying and you know, it's so much better. It's so weird that the devs haven't figured this out yet. I would love to discuss it with somebody like a community manager or a developer, whether you're Gavin, whether you're somebody who's like a little apprehensive, or if you just straight up think I'm wrong, whether it be stats, whether it be your opinion. I'd love to discuss this in depth with anybody and just like slap them with my takes and my opinion. At the end of the day, it is only my opinion, but I kind of just want this game to be good and successful, and I'm only having fun playing 6v6 right now, so... Like in 5v5, I'm playing Flex with my friend Sheep, who's a much lower ranked player, so I have it's a very different experience, and I don't... Like, you can see I'm plat, for God's sakes, sometimes diamond, but you get the idea. But I've reached, like, champ lobbies. I got up to like GM3 and I was getting champ lobbies regularly, and this feels a lot more fun. It feels a lot more thorough. It feels a lot more like the game's balance. There's also stuff to discuss like the cosmetics, the mythic debate, whether this is a mythic or not. It really doesn't seem like it. I think the only thing mythic about this nonsense is that you can unlock the bonus levels. That's it. I do like this Junkrat skin. I think a lot of people will. This looks dope as hell. Smiley. And then there's the... This is probably the best part about the mythics, is that there's like space black and gold, because those are fan favorites. Oh, that's a lot. Jesus, why is this face golden? Either way, there's also the things like, hey, if you get a mythic weapon on a character, like, why the hell, like, Junkrat already has a weapon skin. Why the fuck would you ever give a shit about anything else if it has a weapon inspect? That still hasn't been discussed and or, like, acknowledged in any meaningful way, other than we're not looking to make more weapon inspects at the time that aren't on mythic skins, because those are flourishes and you're acting like those are different. That's me being a bastard, but I literally have 8,000 coins. They're sitting around doing nothing. I might spend it on the galactic stuff because my name's NeonStar, so you can just flame me there, but I have these laying around. I'm not incentivized to spend money. Those are just from buying battle passes / other bundles I want for the battle pass. And yeah, that's about it. That's just my yapping. I don't know if anyone here is listening to the yaps. I don't know if anyone cares. But, balance is stupid. Just give me 6v6. What is this? This is good. You've gotten really good at the events just being fun. And I like how they're right here. Like, hey, what's this? I do wish there was a bit more warning somewhere. Like, maybe it is here or somewhere. But I play through the Steam launcher, so I'm not sure if it's properly presented all the time. I do like this, though. I do like the epic loot boxes being given away. The loot boxes feel great. I'm always wanting more. I feel like I never have enough, but they still feel very rewarding. Weapon charms are very rewarding. Yeah. Good job, devs. You somehow made a mid-season mythic better than the deployment mythic. I think that's just the passion thing. But either way, well done. And that is my yapping done. What is this? There's a new? There's new? What do you mean new? Oh, it's an axolotl! Okay, that I might buy. I don't think I will wear it. Oh my god! I think Ray alone would kill me if I didn't grab that. Is there anything else? That's awesome. That is why it's new. Also, for God's sakes, remove the last level of mythic stuff. Please just stop being dipshits and just refund people's mythic points for it. There's, it, there really should not be tiers to any. I don't know why. Maybe it's because you sell them. I don't. Regardless, that's it. Add marker. Why is my